The FA Women's Continental Cup semi-finals. It's the three-time winners Manchester City up against history makers Tottenham Hotspur. It's the first time the North London outfit have reached this stage of the competition. Despite going behind early on, Manchester City cruised past Championship side Bristol City in the quarter-finals, winning 3-1 here at the Academy Stadium. Spurs also saw off a side from the second tier thanks to a 1-0 win over Liverpool. I'm Tom Gale alongside former WSL defender Janet Schillaci. Janet, this is a big game. How excited are you for this one?
Yeah, very excited. It's such an amazing opportunity. It's a fantastic night of football that we have ahead of us.
Manchester City, their fifth semi-final appearance in the previous 6 editions of this competition. And Spurs, with all due respect, they are the underdogs, but way back in September of the WSL, they were 2-1 winners here at the Manchester City's Academy Stadium. Manchester City last lifted this trophy in 2019. Injuries led to a terrible opening few months for Gareth Taylor's side in the domestic campaign, but they've well and truly got their swagger back, winning 7 of their last 8 in all competitions. Tottenham, well, they sit ahead of the hosts in the WSL table. Rhian Skinner's side are 4th, just 3 points off the Champions League qualification places. And the winners here tonight will face Chelsea for the trophy at the start of March. Great to see the Academy Stadium busy, fans turning out. There was a really good contest last night between Chelsea and Manchester City. Chelsea winning the first 2 previous editions of this competition. We're going for 3 in a row. And here in Manchester, we'll find out who awaits them for the game, which takes place on the 5th of March, down south in Wimbledon. Relatively mild conditions in Manchester this evening, around about 10 degrees. There's a slight breeze, of course. UK viewers will be fully aware of the stormy weather we've been having recently, which has no doubt played a role in a lot of football games across the country. But thankfully, it's all nice and calm this evening. I think it's fair to say, Jenna, Spurs are the underdogs. What's key for them early on in this game?
Yeah, I think, you know, they have that mentality from the previous meeting between these 2 teams. I think for them, they have to stay in this game as long as they can. I think they're going to have to soak up a lot of pressure, and any chances they do get, they're going to have to be clinical in front of goal.
So actually, Tottenham back in September, somewhat controversially, but they ended Manchester City's near 3.5 unbeaten run in the league at the Academy Stadium with a famous 2-1 victory. Taib own goal eventually deciding it. And Manchester City have had lots of injury problems, but their bench is looking a lot stronger, and particularly that starting 11 is pretty much back at full capacity. Raising atmosphere, you can tell we are just moments away from teams out. Led out on the field by our referee for this evening, Simon Mather. It's the Continental Cup semi-finals. It's 5th versus 4th in the WSL domestic table. Tottenham having a sensational campaign so far, their best ever points tally in the top flight. And what about Manchester City, Jenna? A team of all-stars, and they're expected to put on a show this evening.
Yeah, definitely. I think we can definitely say that the blip that they were suffering at the beginning of the season is over. They're now back on top form, firing on all cylinders. So yeah, this is the perfect opportunity now to get themselves in a final and a potential chance to win their first piece of silverware.
Roared on by the home fans who expect a lot. They're a team very similar to the men who have very high expectations in terms of trophy count and duking it out for honours. The league looks to be on Manchester City, but certainly the cup, the league and FA Cup are well within their remit, and I'm sure that will be something they are challenging for. The Manchester City side just gathering in a huddle pre-match. A few last-minute instructions. Can't be complacent this evening, can they, City, Jenna? Because Spurs have shown on their day they're more than a match for Manchester City. Absolutely not.
You know, Tottenham have their own threats of their own, and that was proven last time. That I think you see Steph Houghton there in the middle, and they've got all their players back in now, the strong players.
Manchester City, they make 3 changes following Saturday's 8-0 FA Cup 4th round win over Nottingham Forest. The club record goal scorer, Georgia Stanway, back in the starting 11. So too fellow Lioness Kira Walsh, along with the youngster Jess Parr. Interestingly, no Steph Houghton in the matchday squad. Tottenham, well, they were taken to extra time on Sunday before eventually losing their FA Cup tie 3-1 to Leicester. They make 2 changes. Australian Kaya Simon landed back from the Asia Cup yesterday and straight into the thick of the action. Kerris Harrott replaces Ale in defence. The visitors only able to name 4 outfield players on their bench. Handshakes between the match officials. Just a quick word there, Jenna, on Simon. We saw yesterday with Sam Kerr, she came on as a substitute. She's got to be working off pure adrenaline, surely.
Absolutely. I mean, and what an occasion to come back to. I mean, the stage doesn't get bigger than this, and, you know, I'd be disappointed to come out of the Asian Cup when they did, but now I think she'll be absolutely buzzing to get straight back onto the football pitch. Ellie
Roebuck, back-to-back starts for the first time in 5 months for the Manchester City shot stopper. Terrible calf injury, but she's back and no doubt has eyes on a regular Manchester City place and the Euros this summer. And what about Rachel Williams? Fair to say a veteran. She scored the winning goal against Liverpool to book the place in the semi-finals, as both sides continue to demonstrate their support in battling discrimination of any form. And we are underway. It's the Continental Cup semi-finals. Manchester City, they've been here and done it on numerous occasions up against the first-timers, new kids on the block at this stage of knockout competition in England, Tottenham Hotspur. Early foul sees Demi Stokes gingerly get back to her feet, and Weir gets us back underway. There's a lot of names to pick out in the Manchester City lineup, Jenna, but in particular, who do Tottenham need to be most careful of, do you feel?
Lauren Hemp, for me. I think when she's in possession, she's so dangerous. I think Neville and Hemp, as we see here, have got a right battle on their hands tonight.
Almost on cue, Lauren Hemp signed a new deal at Manchester City last month, and immediately showing what an asset she is, attacking down the left and winning the first corner of the game, which goes to Manchester City. To be taken by the club's newly crowned record goal scorer, Georgia Stanway. She goes short. Not textbook execution there for Manchester City, but they do retain possession. Stanway back on the ball. Bronze. First chance for the visitors to get a feel of things, but quickly dispossessed. Space out wide for Jess Park. Spurs already good at getting bodies behind the ball, Jenny, it has to be said.
Yeah, I think that's why they've been so successful this season, you know, defensively out possession. They're so compact and resilient, and they soak up a lot of pressure and then punish teams on the counter.
Walsh just lets the ball roll across her body. Space out wide for Park. Missed touch from her. She's more than willing to try and take on the defender. But Harrop it is, who comes away with the ball for Tottenham. Trying to thread in Williams, but short-lived possession for Tottenham. Mace deputising for Steph Horton. It'll be interesting to hear Gareth Taylor's thoughts afterwards as regards to why his captain, the Lionesses' captain, is not involved at all this evening. There is a big game domestically on Sunday for Manchester City. They're all big games, but they are away to Chelsea. There's a first few touches of the ball for Becky Spencer, recent Jamaican international. And like you were saying off air, Jenna, she had a remarkable game when Spurs did beat Manchester City back in September.
Yeah, she had a fantastic game. I mean, people would speak about the controversial goal, but some of the saves that she pulled off on that game were absolutely remarkable. She had no right to save them, and I think part of the reason she's back in tonight, I think her distribution will be key for Tottenham on the counter tonight, and it's probably why she's earned the place.
The whole of the Spurs 11 stood up and were counted for in Manchester, and here's an opportunity. Her first foray into the opposition half, and it's Naz. She's patient, waiting for support. I guess that's key, isn't it? When Spurs do have the ball, I think they won't have that much possession. They need to be far more productive than that.
Yeah, in the attacking third, you know, it's key tonight that they look after the ball when they've got it. You see Man City will press in numbers to win that ball back. So it's so important when they get it, they do take care and not just wasting it with loose passes.
Gareth Taylor lifted the FA Cup with his side back in 2020. And like I say, a lot of expectancy on his shoulders to deliver at least one trophy this season, the league title. For the time being, seems to be out of their reach. Arsenal and Chelsea battling out for that. The FA Cup and tonight, their focus, the League Cup, still very much alive. Nicely worked, Park. Cross-come shots, comfortable gathering for Spencer.
Yeah, good build-up play from Man City there. Just 1-2 touches in triangles, spaces out wide with Park, and she's gone for the cross. Just missed kick there, but I think Tottenham here, we can see early on that they are so compact in the middle. They're forcing the play out wide, so there'll be good challenges on either side.
Spurs once again concede possession from their goalkeeper. Becky Spencer just trying to get a feel for things. A big night, arguably one of the biggest nights in Tottenham Hotspur women's entire history. And here she is, takes a heavy touch, under pressure from Shaw, but able to clear her lines.
She's looking a little bit nervous there, Spencer. She just needs to get a bit calm on the ball. Another loose pass, I think 3 in 1 minute.
Thankfully, from a Tottenham perspective, not led to any significant chance for Manchester City. We can see Bunny Shaw there in the picture. Georgia Stanway, hat-trick at the weekend. So many offensive weapons for Gareth Taylor's side. It's about Spurs picking their moments. And I think it's fair to say defending for a large part of this game. But we are very early on, and an injury concern. It's actually Percival turning into the challenge on Stanway.
Be a sore one for Percival. Nothing malicious in there from Stanway. Just both players going for the ball, just on top of the boot. It's always a painful one.
Rhea Percival, the Kiwi, was an FA Cup finalist, a losing FA Cup finalist with West Ham back in 2019. She would love, like all these Spurs players and the Manchester City players, for another chance to battle it out for silverware. If you missed any of last night's action, it was Chelsea 3, Manchester United 1. So Chelsea are through to March's final. Greenwoods. Roebuck keen to have a touch of the ball. The goalkeeper playing awfully high out, trying to get involved with things. And I guess focus is key, particularly from a Tottenham perspective, Jenna. When you're not seeing much of the ball, you just got to really concentrate extremely hard.
Yeah, absolutely. It only takes one player to be pulled out of position, and Manchester City have got some very intelligent players who will punish if the whole team isn't switched on.
That certainly wasn't subtle from Ayan. the journey north to the Academy Stadium. But here we go. Lauren Hemp flying at the defence, gets the shot off, but it's a comfortable save.
Yeah, Neville there just jumping in and allowing Hemp sight on goal. The shot was at distance, never really going to trouble Becky Spencer, but maybe a save there to give Spencer that confidence now going forward.
And that's the decisions defenders have to make when it's against the likes of Lauren Hemp, because they're so fast and such good close control, isn't it? You don't want to get too tight, but when they're running at you full flow, it's even more intimidating.
Especially a player of Hemp's calibre.
Wants to win the WSL and Champions League honours with Manchester City. That's what she said on signing that new deal. Quickly followed up by Esme Morgan and Steph Horton also committing their futures for the time being to Manchester City. Their established names not going anywhere in their pursuits of further honours. High pressure from Manchester City, and Stanway's able to win the ball back. Ruby Mace, one of the new recruits from North London last summer. Arsenal, and this competition's formed a lot of a game time. A growing talents in the English game. Alongside the ultra experienced Alex Greenwood. Comfortable in possession, Mace. Attempted crossfield ball by Greenwood, which Bronze is happy to let it run. Tries to fizz across the volley, and the miscue does result in a corner.
Mace looking extremely comfortable on the ball there. I think she's a player beyond her years. She's obviously training day in and day out with these world-class players, and, you know, just looks at home there in the back four. I think key to this Man City team, you know, turning their form around is that their back line is now back to probably Gareth Taylor's strongest back four minus Houghton there.
Zadirski, the Canadian, whose shank off the outside of a boot has resulted in a Manchester City corner. Play deep. Neville with a good clearing header. Excellent defending. Just gives her teammates that breather. Under pressure from Naz, and the Spurs attack has done awfully well there. She's potentially in on goal. Roebuck's high out, and has she just dragged it wide? Excellent pressing, just lacked that bit of composure when it came to it.
It's a fantastic press from Nash. She didn't give up. I just wonder if she could have taken a touch around the keeper. Instead, she's just straight at the goalkeeper, across the goal. What a chance for Naz.
Talked about Roebuck playing a high line, and I'm not sure if that maybe being too generous to Nash. She saw the luminous yellow and maybe rushed the shot, but the first big opportunity of this Women's FA Continental Cup semi-final has gone the way of the visitors.
That's been key for Naz this season. She's been such a nuisance, terrorising backlines, and there we see she just hassles defenders.
Scored a number of goals, and that run there has maybe just lit the touch paper for Spurs and their press as they continue to try and hustle and harry Manchester City. But we talked about getting tight, and Caroline Weir with all the tricks there. And Clemeron, the French midfielder, given the runaround.
Beautiful piece of skill to get back there. Clemeron's not letting her go any further.
The first booking of the evening goes the way of the Spurs French midfielder. French international, very experienced. Just got caught too tight there to Caroline Weir, and there was a flailing arm there from Rachel Williams, who is protesting her innocence, but Bunny Shaw hit the deck awfully quick.
Rachel Williams is the wrong player to run into.
such an experienced, true competitor. Thankfully, from a Manchester City perspective, the Jamaican is back to her feet. Doesn't seem to have drawn any blood. Here's Bronze. Percival reads that well. Leanne Skinner, in her first full season as head coach of Tottenham, guided her side to safety last season, and now duking it out at the opposite end of the table, currently lying 4th in the WSL. Stokes, Hemp, hugging that touchline, making the pitch really big. Manchester City look to move the ball around. Greenwood, thought about the crossfield ball, comes in field, Shaw, chance to get the shot off, and it's inches wide, trickled across Spencer, but so close to opening the scoring there.
Yeah, it's a fantastic work from Alex Greenwood, playing out from the back, recognises the ball is on, and I just scuffed the final shot then. It's just rolled across the goal. But what a ball from Alex Greenwood. Boucher's just done enough there to put Shaw off.
Great ball, great run by the Jamaican, just lacking the execution to slot home. Spencer under pressure from Park. As a former defender, Jen, is this where a decision needs to be made about, if we're playing out from the back and it's not working at the moment, do you have to start going long?
I think it's, down to the players on the pitch there to recognise it's not quite working for Spencer playing out from the back just yet. You know, clear it, get her out of pressure, not putting under unnecessary pressure. There's a let off there for Tottenham.
Good turn by Williams, using the whole of that frame and upper body strength. Knocked in battle there with Greenwood, and the decision goes Spurs' way. Just over a quarter of an hour played. Manchester City 0, Tottenham 0. Harrop. Turn, looking for support. Gesturing there, clearly a bit frustrated about the options in front of it, but she'll have to settle for a throw.
Yeah, not too many options for Harrop on there. She's had to carry the ball herself. I think bodies more options quicker for the Tottenham players. They need to keep the ball moving quickly.
Simon working hard to win the ball back, the Australian. Disappointing Asia Cup campaign. Back to domestic priorities. Hemp. Naz is quick to get back and help out Neville. And here's Mace. Striding forwards. Again looking for movement from Shaw. Park. Harrop steps across. Spurs have got a lot more into the game, it has to be said, Jenna. Certainly early on, Manchester City were spraying it around wherever they wanted. It's more of a contest now. Yeah,
I think that chance from Naz has given the team a bit of confidence going forwards. The front line of Tottenham are pressing really well, and Rachel Williams is setting the standards from the front like she does.
Here's Greenwood. Again looking for the run. Good control. Stanway trying to shape for the shots. Didn't quite get a body square to get the power and accuracy to trouble Spencer, but plenty of warning signs from Manchester City going forward.
Yeah, Greenwood again with a great ball in, and lovely first touch from Stanway. Chooses to use the right foot, just couldn't, almost poked at the shot rather than getting a firm connection with the ball.
Latest possession stats have Manchester City with 66% of the ball. Lovely control there. On the back to goal by Williams. Spurs look to get higher up the field, looking for Naz. She acknowledged the intention, but pass was overhit. Rhian Skinner, former assistant for the England Lionesses. Fair to say, still relatively new to the domestic bread and butter of Women's Super League and FA Cup and Conti Cup action, but she is working wonders with this current Tottenham squad. They are up against it this evening against Manchester City. Spencer under pressure. Good clearance by the visiting goalkeeper, Simon. And can't pick out Williams. Manchester City have a chance to come forward once again. Walsh coming over the top for the run of Park. 20-year-old will keep it in play. Good ball into Bronze. Good defending once again. The danger's still not clear for Tottenham. Park dancing around those white shirts. The key thing for Manchester City, they don't want to rush things, do they? Jenners has to be said. If it's not on, they'll just keep ball, go back to the halfway line and reset.
A sign of a very good team. You know, they don't need to rush things. They trust the process. Young Jess Park out here on the right, you know, she's growing into the game. She's happy to hang on make the pitch nice and wide, and she's causing trouble for Harrop on the right-hand side down there. I think she's quite an unpredictable player when she's in possession of the ball. You don't know whether she's going to go to the byline, cut inside. So yeah, I think Harrop and the Tottenham team will just need to be wary of her.
Here she is. She's got past the defender. Can she get the shot off? Yes, she can! Almost on cue. We were waxing lyrical about this Manchester City 20-year-old. And what a strike to open the scoring. Manchester City 1, Tottenham 0.
Yeah, fantastic play from the young player. Just shifts the ball past Harrop. She knows that Harrop can't make contact with her and just slots it home. Cool, calm and collected into the bottom corner. Fantastic play from the young player.
She's one of those who's largely benefited from the Manchester City absentees. This is a real run of top flight action in the WSL, and she's been a regular in this competition. It's her second goal, but more importantly, it's given Gareth Taylor's side an early lead.
She's grown with every game that she's played, Park. I think she can use both feet. She's confident to run on hang on the shoulders of defenders. She can, you know, on a foot race, she's going to win that race, and technically she's excellent. We saw there with the goal, just happy to use her left foot, right foot, and glides past defenders.
England youth international. I'm sure she's on the radar of the senior side, but we know how hotly contested those forward positions, out wide positions are for the Lionesses. But what a goal on a big, big occasion by Jess Park. Spurs looking to respond. Neville trying to thread it infield. And Manchester City come away with it. Newbuck doesn't get much distance on it, and Spurs able to keep possession in the Manchester City half. Space for Percival. Just trying to up the intensity. Harrop. Better from Spurs. Manchester City working hard to try and win the ball back. And Williams, again, who's been at the thick of all the physical challenges in and around that centre circle. She won't shirk out of any challenge.
I think the more time Williams is involved in play, the more threatening this Tottenham team will be. It's a good reaction from Tottenham from the goal. It's important that they don't let their heads drop. They're still in this fixture. They've been in this situation before.
Manchester City have been racking up the goals of late. 34 in their previous 8 coming into this. So there is the possibility that once they get 1, they get 2, they get 3. So as Jenna's rightfully alluded to there, Spurs getting back on the front foot is key to keeping themselves in this tie. We do have the possibility of extra time and penalties. That's still a long way off yet. There's still a hell of a lot of football to be played. Zadorski's ball is not going to be able to pick out anybody. Bartrip, apologies.
There's a bit of miscommunication there. I think Bartrip was on another page to the rest of the team. But those set pieces around those areas are opportunities that they really need to get right.
Manchester City 1, Tottenham 0. Jess Park with a really well taken goal. But if any Spurs fans are looking for a positive, it was Manchester City who took the lead back in September. The Spurs came from behind. Neville can't pick out the fellow white shirts. Greenwood trying to unleash Weir, but she overhits that one. Trip goes back to a goalkeeper who steadied herself, Spencer, after a few shaky moments early on. She could do nothing about Jets Park's strike. Sweet as you like. Simon back working hard. Still good ball retention from the North London visitors. Harrop will settle for a throw. Spurs generally tend to be involved in a lot of tight games, don't they, Jenna? So, you know, it's not, they don't, sides tend to not run away from, as I say that, the last WSL game, they were beaten 3-0 by Manchester United, but that's the exception rather than the rule, I think it's fair to say. Yeah,
most of their games have been very tight, a goal either way. I think sometimes that's been their problem, for example, against the Leicester team and West Ham, where they dropped some points. So I think defensively they're very solid. Going forward, they're very creative, but it's just in that attacking third where they're lacking the goals at the moment.
Naz showed early on that they are threatening on the counter. That was the first big opportunity of the game that went the way of Tottenham, but Manchester City proving to be ruthless when they have a genuine chance to open the deadlock, and it was Jess Park with the opening goal. Hemp ghosts past Neville. Weir, deflection to the back post, tap in. Manchester City double their advantage. I think Bunny Shaw was unsure whether or not she was offside. She's onside, the goal stands, and we worry for Tottenham, but Manchester City are cruising. Manchester City 2, Tottenham 0.
Yeah, great work from Hemp there. It's almost like she went up a gear, left Naz and Neville for dead. Weir just gets the shot off, and then Parks just kept the ball alive, and easiest finish for Bunny Shaw there.
Like all good strikers, she's in and around the 6-yard box, there for the tap-in.
Park's done well to keep it alive, keep it in play, and probably one of the easiest goals that Shaw will ever score.
The Jamaican making quite an impression in Manchester. That's her 12th goal in all competitions, and gives Gareth Taylor's side a firm stranglehold on this time.
It was great work initially from Hemp out wide. With one touch, wiped 2 of the Spurs team players out, and you know, from there the deflection and Park alert on the back post to keep the ball alive for Bunny Shaw.
Both goals coming from out wide, moving infield at speed. Tottenham are going to have to come from 2 goals down to try and keep alive their hopes of making further history. They've never made it past the knockouts, so never made it past the group stages in this competition, so history made in the quarterfinals. And no doubt starry-eyed heading into this semi-final at the prospect of taking on Chelsea in the final. I guess it's key that it's easier said than done, Jenna, but from a Tottenham perspective, from the game's perspective, they don't let Manchester City run away with this one, especially in the first half.
I think the next goal now is absolutely vital. They can't let Man City get the 3rd goal. I think keep it to 2-0, get in at half-time, readdress, but the next goal's so important.
Harrop does well for Spurs to win the ball back. Williams battling. And here's Naz. Good first touch to create the space, and she's now putting on the afterburners. Once a foul there from the referee. She was double teamed. Play does continue. Lucy Bronze was fit before Christmas, but due to fixture postponement had to wait until 2022 for her first appearance of the season. Walsh goes back to a goalkeeper. Weir. Naz is encouraged to press a little higher for Tottenham. Keep ball though for Manchester City.
You just wonder now if that Naz chance had gone in at the other end.
Ball looking for Bronze over the top. Well tidied up there by Spurs. Chance for Clemeron to turn. Send the ball out wide to Neville. The Canadian Zadursky. Nice turn. Space now on the right hand side for Neville. Harrod controls it neatly into a stride, waits for support, Parks back pressing. Both sides working really hard, going front and back, it has to be said, Jenna.
Yeah, definitely the game is being stretched. I think when Tottenham are in that final third, the options are just a little bit too slow to get around the player on the ball.
Manchester City, lovely composure under pressure, waiting for a teammate to create space, able to travel with the ball like Mace shows there. Stanway happy to take it in tight areas, and they win the free kick.
Yeah, really comfortable playing out from the back there. Ruby May, such a young player, but comfortable to carry the ball, surrounded by Tottenham players, and still, you know, she's confident enough to step in and take on players in that area.
Stanway. Here's Greenwood. He's the nearest to Naz when she was through and trying to get back on level terms with the Spurs attacker. She couldn't, but here's Hemp. Stanway can't keep it down. But just the speed of transition, Jenny, from get to one end of the park to the other, mightily impressive from Manchester City.
Yeah, they attack it with such pace, and Hemp again going up the gears, coming infield again, finds Stanway, who just leaning back as she connects with the ball, and it's way over the bar there. But again, Hemp showing her speed, and Neville really struggling to keep check on her. 9 goals in the last 8 in all competitions for Georgia Stanway. This is a player who missed the early part of the season, had an operation to deal with a breathing issue that she had. But she is back to the fore, things domestically and internationally with the Lionesses. Yeah, she's been a key player for Man City, you know, when they were struggling earlier on in the season. She's taken one for the team on many occasions, playing out of her preferred position, just so versatile, and, you know, as you say, on the score sheet, all-time record now, and no less than she deserves. That's right to point out, Jenna, for the first half of the season she was part of a makeshift back four for Manchester City. Now back in that traditional anywhere in the midfield, I think it has to be said. She'll be a defensive midfielder, your proper centre midfielder, or your number 10 playing off the top two, but she scores goals. Yet to get on the score sheet this evening. Killer blows from a Manchester City perspective coming from Jess Park and Bunny Shaw. Neville has didn't quite put enough on it to get through to a teammate. Here's Greenwood.
I don't think Ellie Roebuck's had a save of significance yet to make, which will be a key bit of feedback from Rhiann Skinner that haven't really worked the Manchester City goalkeeper yet, as Manchester City again come forward. Stanway getting to the byline. Chance for Spurs to counter once again. Acres of space for Neville. Just gets caught under the ball, which allowed Shaw to regain position. She wins the foul.
Just need to take care of that last pass there from Neville. Had some space to drive into, but the final pass was just weak.
Ellen White is on the bench for Manchester City, but I think it's fair to say that Gareth Taylor's first choice striker at the moment is Bunny Shaw, brought in last summer and certainly delivering the goods. Walsh looking for options, but again, no real urgency to drive forwards. A bit more though from Bronze. Checks back on Harrop, goes in between two to Stanway. Space for Bronze, thought about the shot, goes for the cross. Just gesturing there wasn't enough movement for her to whip that ball into the 6-yard box.
Yeah, really clever play from Bronze there. She's just hung back, the Tottenham defenders have switched off, she's just stood still. Walsh has found her in the box and just here, just a lovely through ball. Finds herself in space. It's a good interception by Percival.
FIFA Best Player of 2020. Lucy Bronze. Greenwood with the corner. Zadorsky with the header at the near post for Spurs. And here's Naz. She's away. Foot race between her and Bronze. And Naz proves to be the better. She looked to have gone down awfully easy there. The Spurs attacker looking for the foul. The referee not giving.
Yeah, she's done well there, and it's a shoulder-to-shoulder foot race with Lucy Bronze. Just caught off balance and had to try and get the foul at least.
But that is a key outlet for Spurs. Their skill and trickery combined with that pace can really help them get further up the field. They're certainly in a position approaching half-time when you're 2-0 down. Safety first in terms of trying to get that ball as far away from your own goal as possible is key for Tottenham. But once again, here come Manchester City. Park and Harrop in the sprint race, and the Spurs defended it awfully well to time that tackle.
Fantastic recovery run there from Harrop. A lovely sliding interception, fantastic work. It's a sign of an experienced defender right there.
Great intensity to this game. Manchester City can go through the gears in a matter of seconds, and Spurs perhaps very early on noticing that they're going to have to play on the front foot when they look to counter to try and get in behind that Manchester City back line. Percival sees her attempted clearance deflected. Heavy challenge from Park, who sees no wrongdoing, but it will be a Tottenham free kick.
Just got in a little bit high there. I think Naz, as you mentioned, she is key. She's the key outlet. Her pace. It only takes one more opportunity, one chance, and they're right back in it. So I think at the moment the long balls are working.
Waste of possession though by Tottenham. I think Becky Spencer's enjoyed her return to the Academy Stadium so far. Early game nerves and having to pick the ball out of the back of her own net twice as Manchester City pull the strings. Here's Mace. Looking for Hemp, finds Hemp. Skimmed off the head of Neville. Manchester City reset. Good control by Park. Spurs working really hard off the ball. Right in front of their head coach. Ryan Skinner. Roebuck trying to get involved, be an additional outfield player just to try and be the springboard for Manchester City as they look to add to their goal scoring. Stanway takes the ball at speed, low delivery. Bronze hooks it to the left hand side. Here's Hemp. It was her run that led to the second goal. It's a good cross. Park battling out to try and get on the other end of it. Neville's clearance. Keep ball for Manchester City, Jenna.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they're in no panic, no rush now. They're in full control of this game. I think Hemp, every time she is on the ball, she is her end product as an end product at every time she's on the ball, be it a delivery or a shot. Just got to try and manage that a bit better out wide.
Naz with the interception. Gareth Taylor, not much of a shouter, often quite calm and composed on the touchline. Trusts in his players. So it's a privilege to play at this stage of the competition. And so far, his side more than dealing with the pressure of the occasion. A rare miscue from Alex Greenwood. Harrop waiting for support. Williams continues to battle hard, but just overhits that. Maybe 10-15 minutes or so we were saying Spurs are getting back into this game, but for the foreseeable time since then, Jenna, it's just really gone awry in terms of just being able to string passes together.
Yeah, it's difficult. They're out of possession. Man City are enjoying a lot of possession. You know, so they're spending a lot of time. They're having to focus, stay compact and stick compact together, and it's a tiring game. It's, as we've seen, you know, the counter-attacking Man City do things at such pace. I think half-time is going to come at a good time for Tottenham to just reassess and have a breather, if you like.
Spurs do have options off the bench, but they're only able to name 4 outfield players as Keira Walsh rides the challenge. Referee looked to have played the advantage and rightfully pulls it back for a Manchester City free kick. Arab, likewise with Neville on the opposite flank for Tottenham, have been awfully busy in this first half, probably as expected, and further defending needed for Tottenham. Stands up the cross. Weir! Well, she's always got an eye for the spectacular, the Scot, and awfully close to a bit of stardust once again.
Yeah, fantastic strike from Caroline Weir there. She connected beautifully with the ball. She just whips across the face of the goal. But I've seen her score many goals from that distance before.
Manchester City again, winning the ball back and continuing to be ultra direct, it has to be said. When they win the ball high up, they've only got eyes for getting it in and around that penalty area and troubling that Tottenham back line. Sticking with the game plan, Spurs keeping possession from the goalkeeper, trying to work their way up the field. Bronze stops them this time. Bartrip forced wide. She's able to keep hold of the ball. Firmer connection. Finds touch. What's key for Tottenham at half-time, do you feel, Jenna, in terms of what their head coach will look to relay to them?
I think key is that they stay in. The next goal has to be a Tottenham goal coming out after half-time. The game plan, I think they need to get higher up the pitch a bit quicker, in and around Rachel Williams and Naz. And I think as Naz has got the back line in terms of her pace, but it's a tiring game to play continuously, so they have to pick their moments.
Manchester City, I'm sure Gareth Taylor will be saying more of the same. They've created a number of chances this half. Tottenham yet to have a shot on target. Manchester City with 7 attempts on goal, 3 hitting the target, and crucially that scoreline in the top left-hand corner, 2 of those finding the back of the net. Jess Park, and a tap-in for Bunny Shaw. There'll be a minimum of 2 added minutes in the first half. Hemp showing no signs of fatigue as she continues to be a nuisance down that left-hand flank. Bronze. Stanway battling with Percival. There seems to be lots of little jewels all around the field, isn't there, Jenna?
Absolutely. I think Rhea Percival in the Tottenham midfield, she covers every blade of grass every single game. You know, she's a real warrior. She sniffs out the danger, and she's putting in a massive shift so far for her team.
New Zealand's records international appearance maker for the women. Shaw's cross. Hemp tries to keep it in play. Not quite tall enough. Scored a rare headed goal for England as part of that emphatic 20-0 scoreline against Latvia at the back end of last year. Of course, getting a hat-trick as well. I think Tottenham always realised that this was going to be a big ask. And so far, Manchester City proving what a class act they are. Williams appears to be slightly injured there. And further injury woes for Tottenham. Bartrip's on the floor, and there was a booking there. So the first booking of the evening for a Manchester City player is Bunny Shaw. For that late challenge there on Bartrip. Seems a little harsh.
She wasn't looking at Bartrip, so it definitely wasn't intentional. I think she just left her leg in there.
Thankfully, Molly Bartrip is back on her feet. Over 100 appearances for Reading before making the switch to North London. Part of this growing Tottenham Hotspur project. It's been a rough learning curve of what life's like at the elite end of knockout competition so far. But Naz continues to try and fashion an opportunity, but more than a match for it is Lucy Bronze.
That's another one of those key battles, Bronze and Naz, and you know, she's not shying away from that battle with Bronze. Bronze just proving a little bit too strong for her at the moment.
Once again, Hemp. Deflection. And Spencer has to make the save. Excellent goalkeeping to end the half, but it is half-time. Manchester City 2, Tottenham 0. Your thoughts, Jenna Scalacci?
Yeah, just looking at that chance there. It's taken Spencer by surprise there, and had to backpedal, and a good strong hand over the goal. So yeah, that's the Becky Spencer we're used to seeing. I think Tottenham is still in this match. I think they just need to not panic, but they've got to be clinical in front of goal. I think Man City have totally dominated the first half.
Half-time, Manchester City 2, Tottenham 0. So let's look back on some of the main highlights from that first half. This was Naz winning the ball high up, breaking away from the Manchester City defenders, but just couldn't find the finish, Janet.
Yeah, done so well to struggle and use her strength to leave Kira Walsh. She's chose to go across the keeper. There's a great opportunity to go 1-0 up.
Here was Bunny Shaw's first sight of goal. It's a tight angle, and she does really well to get the shot off.
Yeah, it's a fantastic ball there from Greenwood, breaking lines and just struck across the goal.
And the breakthrough came in the 21st minute. Look at that drop of the shoulder and a finish to match. Jess Park, she's been a real standout player this half.
She has. It's a fantastic head down, drives towards the goal. Harrop can't touch her, and it's a really cool, composed finish.
No goalkeeper saving that. Across you into the bottom corner. And quickly, nearly 6 minutes later, a little bit of luck. Park keeps it alive. And arguably the easiest goal Bunny Shaw has scored in a relatively short Manchester City career, but more than City deserve, Jenny.
Yeah, definitely. I think hemmed again with the change of pace, and Park finds herself at the back post free, and she's just got to keep it alive. Plays it across the goal, and it's a simple tap home for Shaw.
So that leaves it at half-time. Manchester City 2, Tottenham 0. We'll be back with second half commentary very shortly. Welcome back. It's the Women's FA Continental Tyres semi-finals. You're joining us as the teams head back out for the second half. And it's Manchester City who have a 2-0 advantage. Bonnie Shaw in shot there. She got the second. And it was Jess Park who opened the scoring. I'm Tom Gale alongside the former WSL defender Jenny Scilacci. Jenny, we said about the next goal being crucially important. We're yet to see if there's been any changes, but Spurs still have a legitimate chance in this tie.
Of course, they're definitely still in this game. As we've just said, the next goal is going to be vital. They have to make sure the next goal is theirs. They do have their threats. I think Naz is growing into the game. And the chances aren't going to come thick and fast. So when they do fall, they've got to make sure. It doesn't matter how they go in. Got to be clinical.
There has been a Spurs change, and it's in the back line. Asmi Ale is coming on in the second half in replace of Ashley Neville. We did see Neville undergoing a little bit of a fitness test around about 90 minutes before kick-off, and Rhiannon Skinner's got a half out of her defender, but she's done for the evening as Spurs try and find their way back into this game. Referee Simon Mather dished out a yellow card apiece. Bonnie Shaw, she picked up the Manchester City yellow card, and she gets us underway in the second half. Mace. So no changes for Manchester City. Just a reminder, no Steph Horton in the matchday squad at all for Manchester City. They have a big game this weekend against Chelsea, and Spurs and Manchester City, it's about managing minutes, isn't it, Jenna? And not every player can play every game, especially someone on the comeback from injury.
Yeah, absolutely, and massive game ahead of them at the weekend. There's no need to... They have the luxury of having big names on their benches. They can, you know, rotate players.
Lauren Hem once again showing mesmerising speed to keep that ball in play. We thought she had, but it's a Spurs reset. We saw Becky Spence having a bit of trouble early on, playing short out the back, and for the first time this evening she opts to go long. It's going to come straight back down the middle, is it? No. Manchester City once again regroup and take their time. Stokes. Greenwood's been ever present for Manchester City in that defence, despite their injury woes. Originally playing alongside Jill Scott for the majority of the campaign, certainly in the build-up to Christmas, but Jill Scott now on loan at Aston Villa. Flicks up off a couple of Spurs heads there. It allows Bartrip to clear a light. Stokes with the throw for Manchester City, the three-time winners of this competition. 2019, the last time they lifted this on it. And with a tough ask to try and win the league title, cup competitions, domestic cup competitions, because Manchester City, of course, also out of the Champions League. Another part of that car crash opening few months to the season for Gareth Taylor's side. But they are back to the Manchester City of old, and so far proving to be too good for Tottenham. Weir. Hemp again, that speed of receipt of the ball. Bronze comfortably gathered by Spencer.
Hemp again, that change of pace. Just a step inside, driving inside, finding the pass to Bronze, and she's connected, but a comfortable save for Becky, got down nice and early.
Simon with the flick on, looking to link up with Williams, and Greenwood goes down, clutching her face. She's quickly back to her feet. She's one tough cookie, Alex Greenwood. You can see the flailing arm there of Williams. Looked a nasty one.
Yeah, painful one, that. Both eyes on the ball, and Williams' elbow just a little bit high and full knock on the nose.
Been there, seen it, done it all. Rachel Williams, fair to say, in the latter stages of her career. She's an FA Cup winner during her time at Birmingham. She would love for one big day out in a major cup competition final, but it is slipping away from Tottenham unless they can change things. Simon trying to chase down the loose ball, but once again Manchester City regroup and just kill momentum, don't they, Jenna? That's the key. When they do have the ball, there's no urgency to necessarily rush forward. They just say, right, we'll just keep hold over for a little bit. Yeah,
absolutely. They're waiting for Tottenham to press, and when they do, they're just popping it around. I think Williams is pressing on her own at times, which is making it easier. But yeah, they're so well drilled. They know where everyone is. The movement is fantastic. Every player has at least 3 options when they're on the ball to play to.
Greenwood, thankfully, showing no ill effects from that coming together with Williams. And here's Keira Walsh. Mace, comfortable carrying the ball upfield, looks for the run of Park, and that's a sublime pass down the right-hand flank. Deep cross, actually deflects up off the woodwork, but just constant outlets on either flank for Manchester City.
Yeah, Mace has done very well there, just stepping in past Williams, and she's seen the run from Park in behind Harrop. The 2 youngsters doing very, very well, and just couldn't execute that final cross into the box.
Gareth Taylor took over the reins at Manchester City in May 2020, filling the hefty boots left behind by Nick Cushing. There's an FA Cup already in the bag, and as it stands, he'll be taking his side to a Conti Cup final against Chelsea, to be played at Wimbledon on the 5th of March. But still a lot of football left to be played. Walsh. And here the cheers of buoyant Manchester City supporters. Beaten in their last 8 games, 7 wins. The only draw coming against the league leaders, Arsenal. It's just not sticking for Williams. And once again, Park has the ball over the far side. Lovely drag back. Despite lacking in stature, she's got skills in abundance, Jess Park, it has to be said, Jenny.
Yeah, I mean, it just seemed too easy there for Jess Park to get out the pressure of the 2 players. I think Tottenham players are looking a little bit leggy. Maybe the extra time at the weekend is starting to show a little bit.
Hemp gliding through that defence. Space for Stanway. Good recovery. Clemeron, the French midfielder, with the slide challenge.
Fantastic block there, just as Stanway was pulling the trigger. Again, Hemp driving at the defenders and finding the pass.
Nas dangerously trying to play the ball into Simon in a tight area. Ale goes back to a goalkeeper. Spencer punts it long. Williams wins the header. Ayan, lovely control. Commentator's curse, praising her for one touch, and then she goes and knocks it out of the play with the other.
That was better from Tottenham there, going with the long ball. Williams winning the header, and then Simon just there for the second phase of that play. I think that's what they need to be doing, having bodies in and around Williams, so that they, once Williams has got the first touch, can they then win the seconds?
Mace, again, such composure when under pressure. Plays it into Shaw. The Jamaican just has a cheeky look over her shoulder to referee Simon Mathet. And I assume that the body language back from the official was get back to your feet, and that's why play continues. Dangerous ball there by Spurs, which they get away with. And Tottenham not really got going in this second half yet, Jenna.
No, just not taking care of the ball well enough. I think they just need to, on the ball, just relax, string a few passes together, move a little bit higher up the pitch into the Man City half.
Both those Manchester City goals coming in the first half, the 21st and the 27th minute. Jess Park with the opener, and then she provided the assist with Bunny Shaw to tap in from close range. And it has been comfortable for Manchester City. Here's Greenwood. Yet to win in on it with Manchester City, joined from Champions League success with Lyon. Mace. Park. Don't hear chances of a potential Continental Tires final start. No harm this evening with what she showed so far. Here's Walsh. Back on the heels with further defending needed. Stanway. Well tracked by Clemeron, but at the expense of a corner. No rush for Manchester City. And on the driving seat, quite literally, with a 2-goal buffet. Wealth of resources on their bench as well, should they want to look to freshen things up. And here's Stanway with the corner. Floats it, good header by Bronze. Clips the outside of the post, still kept alive. And Hemp somehow blazes it over from all of 5 yards.
Good delivery from Stanway there, and Bronze rose the highest, unchallenged, headed downwards and just into the post, and then Stanway there just the most alert to keep the ball alive again.
2 excellent deliveries from Georgia Stanway, the corner, and then fizzed it back into the danger area. Maybe a little too quick for Lauren Hemp to react and get a firm connection which she could keep down. This is better from Spurs. Clemeron. Ale. Movements on the Spurs bench. As Rhian Skinner looks to try and change the course of this match. But Manchester City sticking to their task of not giving an inch, and once again Winning the ball up, winning the ball back, high up the field. Oh, once again, happy to just slow things down.
Very intelligent as well, Park, for a young player. You know, she's not getting excited when she's got the ball at her feet. She's recognising that, you know, now's not the time to go forward. It's not always on to go forward. There's nothing wrong with recycling and going back, which is pleasing to see from a young player.
Walsh. Quick turn, lovely through ball. Danger for Spears. Park tried to pick out her teammates. And she's saying, I'm trying. Credit the defender. Just closing down the space.
Yeah, she's just taking a touch towards the goal there, and Stanway's peeled off, wanting the cutback, but instead she's tried to find Shaw in the front, at the front post, but good covering run there and good defending from Zadorsky.
Canadian stepped across well. Olympic gold medalist who's had a awfully busy evening, and it was a potential change myself and Jenna talked about during the half-time break, and it is Angela Addison coming on as Rosella Ayan, the Moroccan international, makes way.
Yeah, Addison, I think another exciting young talent. She's got pace, strength. She causes defenders problems, and I think she'll now be the outlet for this team. Very skillful and a danger in and around the box.
Scored 5 goals in the last 7 appearances, Addison, so that's the sort of numbers you want to hear if you're a Spurs fan. With the latest change from your side, because it is going to need a significant jolt in trajectory to prevent what is, as it stands, a Chelsea Manchester City FA Women's Continental Cup final. Weir. Mace, who's impressed all evening. So the girl who opened the scoring, 20-year-old Jessica Park. Bronze. Stud roll for delivering the cross. Chasing shadows, Tottenham, I'm afraid. Can't get anywhere near the ball. Stanway. Body swerve, but Williams doesn't give up on the task. Well, once again, it's the sky blue shirts who come away with the ball. Stokes, 1-2. Lovely from Weir. Just couldn't keep it close enough to draw the shot. Hemp has won it in the danger area. And Weir tried the little dink, just couldn't get the required connection.
Yeah, Tottenham players just causing themselves their own problems there. Playing in tight areas. Must be a little bit of lethargicness. Just reacting.
But the longer this continues, Tottenham will still feel that, as Jen has pointed out on more than one occasion, the next goal in this tie is crucial. And if Spurs can get it, boy, we could be set for one hell of a dramatic finish at the Academy Stadium. There is the potential of extra time and penalties if required.
Here's where Tottenham have just got to get up that quicker. A little bit quicker, put a bit of pressure on, make it hard for Manchester City, make them make their decisions quicker, and that's when mistakes will happen.
And there's a mistake from Greenwood. Addison with her first touch of the ball since coming on, but it's short-lived. Hemp, good strength, close control, movement from Shaw. Just ran into the blind alley there, Lauren Hemp. And it's a Tottenham free kick. Bartrip. Spurs players coming awfully deep to try and get the ball. Just see as though there's going to be further changes coming from the visitors. Percival. And here is Addison. Nutmeg on Stokes, but can't thread it through to a teammate. Struggling to recall Ellie Roebuck having a save to make. She's on the comeback trail after 5 months out with a calf injury. Comfortable 8-0 win away at Nottingham Forest at the weekend. Perhaps would have expected a more firmer test this evening. I think that's maybe one thing, particularly, you know, class is class. Manchester City do have better players, but Spurs really haven't done enough to work the goalkeeper yet this evening, Jenny.
No, I think, you know, credit to Man City. They're managing this game so well. When they've got the ball, they're in no rush. You know, they're shifting the Tottenham team one side to the other until the gap's open. They're being patient, and Tottenham just can't get near it.
Lovely shift to the ball and body from Stanway. Knew the contact was coming. Wins the foul. Gareth Taylor describes Georgia Stanway as like a wind-up toy, just constantly buzzing around at the core of everything good from a Manchester City perspective. And another excellent display from their record goal scorer, who was presented with that on it prior to kick-off. Hemp gets away from Ale, tries to thread it round the corner to Weir. Ale run out of options, all she can do is find touch.
Yeah, I think she went to play back to Spencer initially, but Spencer wasn't on.
Rachel Williams scored the goal that booked Spurs' place in this semi-final. She's had moments this evening, but it's been a tough ask for pretty much everyone in a white shirt, and it's her second appearance for the Finnish January signing, Evelina Suminen.
Williams has put in a massive shift off the ball. She's worked tirelessly up top. Now fresh legs. Hopefully a little spark added into the team.
Shaw trying to thread it through to Park. Spencer gives it back to Harrop, who does well. And Naz flicks it on. And Clemeron. This is positive from Spurs. There's white shirts moving forwards. The 1-2 worked nicely, but Mace is there once again. Spurs working hard. Addison, though, adjudged to have fouled the Manchester City player.
A lot better from Tottenham there, playing out from the back from Becky Spencer. Short, sharp passing, less touches, moving the ball quickly up the pitch. That's what they need to do now. Work on from this.
We're hearing that there's going to be changes coming for the hosts, Manchester City. As Ruby Mace takes a risk there on the edge of her own penalty box. Stanway working hard to try and win it back, but Spurs keep possession. Not for long. That sums up Spurs' evening. Other than that, Jess Naz one-on-one very early on. It's been a frustrating evening for Rhiannon Skinner's side. And Manchester City are just seeing this one out.
Just as the tiredness kicks in, the quality of the passes, misplaced passes, we've seen a lot of now. Just need someone to step up and be brave and take the game to Man City.
Here's Spencer. Stokes wins the header for Manchester City. Sumanen having a few touches and a second appearance in a Tottenham shirt. Yet to be on a winning team. FA Cup defeat at the weekend, and as it stands with just over 20 minutes remaining, Spurs are bowing out of the Continental Cup at the semi-final stage. Stokes. Travelling a long way. And that's just what frustrates you, isn't it, Jenna? The fact that you just can't win the ball back. So many players are so comfortable just to control it and run into spaces, quite literally.
Yeah, and I think when Man City do attack, they do it at such pace. I think that's why the Tottenham team are sitting back at the minute. Maybe they're scared of the counter-attack at speed, being hit on the break, and worrying about that third goal going in.
Bronze. Adds a little bit more urgency. Park stays out wide. Good delivery to the back post, and Hemp! There is the killer blow. Game over. Lauren Hemp with a sublime header at the back post makes it Manchester City 3, Tottenham 0.
It's been Hemp and Park causing trouble the whole game today, and another great run from Park. Fantastic delivery. She gets her head up, spots Hemp at the back post, and it's a lovely dinged cross, looping cross with power, and it's a great connection.
And we can see how they've suckered Spurs in, haven't we, Sid? Because it's been keep ball, it's been slow, it's been lethargic, and then in an instant, just that burst of speed to the movement from Lucy Bronze. Cross, and the header does maybe potentially come off the back of Ailes' head as well. But no doubt Lauren Hemp's claiming that.
Yeah, it's that change of pace that we've seen time and time again to get Park to the byline. Bronze and Park, great partnership, and Hemp just rose higher than Ale at the back post.
Back-to-back goals in back-to-back games for Lauren Hemp. And I think it's fair to say the possibility of extra time and penalties look near impossible for the visitors from North London. And this is an issue for Spurs, isn't it? We praised their form so far in the campaign and getting to this stage, but in particular their defence has just really taken a battering in these last few games.
Yeah, I think, you know, the foundations of this team were how solid they were in defence, and every team has the blip, you know, and it's happening for Tottenham now. They are defensively solid. The back line has been fantastic, you know, and it's individual mistakes which can be worked on and can be eliminated. I think tonight you've got to give credit to Manchester City. They've been a masterclass on the ball.
Jess Park still continues to work hard. A goal and 2 assists, and that pressing results in a Manchester City corner.
I think it's just the tiredness as well. I mentioned earlier, extra time against Leicester at the weekend will be taking its toll, and you know, you look at the 2 benches. Tottenham have been hit with injuries, players away at the Asian Cup, and their options are limited, so these players are out here giving absolutely everything that they can, and it's just not enough against this Man City team today.
Laura Coombs is the first change coming on for Kira Walsh, and the latest goal scorer, Lauren Hemp. She's replaced by the debut girl, the Norwegian international Julie Blackstad. We were told that she would only play if she was granted a work permit. Gareth Taylor didn't know about that yesterday, so that must have come through in the 11th hour, and the Norwegian midfielder is on for what is just over quarter of an hour of normal time remaining. Stanway, Ale clears. First few involvements for Blackstad, trying to shift it into Weir's direction. Spurs trying to beat the press, working hard. Play continues. Clemore wanted the foul. And here's arguably the performer of the night so far, Jess Park, pulling the strings for Manchester City. as though Lucy Bronze has gone more into the centre-half role, swapping with Ruby Mace, who's taking on the right-back duties. Lovely ball out wide by Greenwood. Control to match from Park. Back to Greenwood. Lovely control from Weir. Takes it in a stride. So close to threading through a teammate. Well, it looks as though it is a Chelsea-Manchester City Women's FA Continental Tyres final. And we'll have a taster of that this weekend, because Manchester City's next league game is away at Chelsea. Here's Stokes to Weir. Another big bright spark for Gareth Taylor. Caroline Weir, she had coronavirus at the start of the year, so she's eased her way back into action. Spurs do win the ball high up though. Simon, who's been ever so quiet, the Australian this evening. It was a risk choosing it, given she literally got off a plane yesterday. But that's the position Spurs are in. They do have a stretched squad. Still working hard. Manchester City proving to be a class apart. Weir. Blackstead. Thought about the first time cross. Takes a touch. Lovely delivery. And Bunny Shaw should have made that 4.
It was a lovely dinked cross. Just gets her head up, little touch, gets under the ball. Just mistimed the head. I think maybe she's taken her eye off the ball and it's just whipped across the goal line.
Quality replaced by quality from a Manchester City perspective. Julie Blackstad brought in last month on the WSL transfer window, and so far looking more than the part in Manchester City colours. Roebuck. And again, this is how they came about that third goal. Just really frustrating Spurs, keeping the ball, dropping the pace and intensity. And then it was just a little spark from Lucy Bronze. They were way down the right. Ball in from Park. Hemp there to connect at the back post.
That's what they've done fantastically well all game. They're just moving the ball side to side, moving the Spurs players, tiring them out. They're making them work and then hitting them with that pace that they have down either side through Park and Hemp, who's now gone off.
Shaw, heavy touch, gives Sadirsky the opportunity to slide in and make the challenge. Quickly back underway are Manchester City. Stanway, initial effort deflected once again by the Canadian for Spurs. Here's Park. Manchester City players getting in each other's way, and Ale can come and try and bring Spurs forwards. But again, if it's fatigue or it's just not stuck for Spurs anytime they tried to get up the field, Jenna.
No, and I think as well that comes from the Man City work rate. Every time Tottenham have got the ball, there's a player pressing, a player closing it down, as we've just seen Blackstead tracking back to make an interception on Ale, and in turn it puts Ale off her pass.
Stokes, intended ball was for Shaw, but it's found its way to Stanway, out wide to Park. Tried the drag back. Harrop read that one. Slides in with Bronze. Just A quick look at some of the game's key statistics. 18 Manchester City shots, 6 have hit the target, and as you can see from the scoreline, 3 have found the back of the net. 1 single shot from Tottenham, 0 on target, and this is just not what you want to see from a Tottenham perspective. A loaded bench. Rasso, Kennedy and White all coming on. Greenwood's was the first player to make way. Jess Park, superb evening for her. As Ellen White comes back in to the action. Bunny Shaw arguably could have had more than 1 goal this evening. Hayley Rasso, sorry, is that 3rd and final Manchester City change.
Those 3 substitutions just show you the difference that these 2 teams are at the moment in the quality that are bringing on. Those 3 subs that they're bringing on don't lessen the Manchester City quality at all. It's not what any Tottenham players would have wanted to see when they looked up at that sideline.
Weir floats in the delivery. Kennedy. The first touch that would have been if she would have connected with the header. There's Rasso's first touch to win it back for Manchester City. Another cross from Weir. Mace involved. Here's Kennedy. Wins the throw. So further Australians, and I guess that's the luxury that Manchester City had, and Gareth Taylor, that his key Australians, he can sit back and put them on the bench, whereas Tottenham, Simon, she was thrown back in a needs-must basis.
Yeah, it just shows, like I mentioned before, just the difference in the teams at the moment. That luxury is what Tottenham are striving for, and I have no doubt that they will be in that position in years to come.
White, England's record goal scorer, but it's been slim pickings for it domestically in a Manchester City shirt. Stanway continues to work tirelessly to ball and player there. Addison feeling the effects of that challenge, which was deemed more than fair by the referee, Simon Maddock. You can see, clean sweep of the ball.
Just sums up Stanway there. She doesn't go into anything half-hearted. It's all or nothing.
So just over 8 minutes of normal time remaining. Manchester City set to return back to the Continental Cup final. They exited in the quarter-final stage last year, beaten by the eventual winners Chelsea. That game went to extra time. It's actually only Chelsea and Arsenal who Manchester City have failed to beat in this competition in terms of all the opponents they've been drawn against in the knockout stages. Roebuck. Kennedy dropping short. Ale connects to just try and relieve a bit of pressure. Weir. Kennedy. There's a lot of time to pick out that through ball. Coombs is just not quite quick enough And that is a weary backline for Tottenham. That was far too easy, Janet.
Yeah, just caught off guard. I think they switched off far too flat. The run in behind, but Becky Spencer alert off her line to come and sweep up behind them.
Rhiann Skinner looking to make further changes. And Blackstad. Weird. With a complete miscue.
Yeah, gaps opening up all over the park now. Blackstad again down the left-hand side, cuts it back for Weir. Just gets too much on it. Uses the inside of the boot just to guide the ball over the bar.
Ellen White sporting the captain's armbands. Alex Greenwoods was the starting captain. Still no Steph Horton involved at the weekend for Manchester City, and again this evening. I wouldn't be surprised if she's being rested ahead of a massive weekend for Manchester City and their Champions League qualification ambitions. We've seen a shot there at the Spurs bench. Changes coming, but they're defending here. And it's Weir. Blackstad. Stanway with the cross. Rasso, good movement from Coombs. Tried to cut it back. Naz puts it behind for a corner.
It's a beautiful touch there, just to let into the path. Naz got the awkward touch, could have gone anywhere. Luckily for her, it's gone out for a corner.
Manchester City substitutes so quickly up to speed with the pace of the game and the movement of their teammates. Weir. Target was Kennedy. It's well defended by Spurs.
The Man City movement of the top three, they're so fluid in their movement. They're forever interchanging, swapping positions, dropping in to receive, going long. As a defender, it's so difficult to manage and to control them.
And the defending's not done yet for the visitors. Trail 2-0 at half-time, and Lauren Hemp with the decisive goal, really. Not that Spurs have threatened anything really, other than a high press from Jess Naz early on, which saw a one-on-one with the goalkeeper. That's about as good as it's got for the side from North London. They've created history. First time they've reached this stage of the competition, but it's going to end in disappointment. They continue to work tirelessly. Blatant shove there by Georgia Stanway after losing possession, and it's a free kick to Tottenham.
You just like to see Tottenham assert this kind of pressure a bit earlier on in the second half. When they are pressing Man City in their own half, they do make mistakes, and we saw that when Jess Naz had her opportunity. It's just a shame that they've waited until the last 5 minutes to put the pressure on the back line.
Experience replaced by youth. Ria Percival, the Kiwi, makes way for teenager Isabella Lane. One for the future from a Tottenham perspective. Made a WSL debut as a substitute earlier this season. Can she make any form of an impact? Well, she's straight into the fore of the action, but she's chasing Caroline Weir, who's unleashed Hayley Rasso. The Australian checks onto her right foot, tries to almost walk it over to Ellen White, but the Spurs defenders, to their credit, getting back to prevent further scoring.
Yeah, very unselfish play there from Rasso. Thought she might go for the shot herself. Bit of a tight angle. Decided to lay the ball off. It's just a bobbling ball, no power in the ball, and dealt with the Tottenham defence. It's great to see academy player Izzy Lane coming on and getting some minutes, getting some experience.
Weir, heavy touch, which she gets away with. Came off the outside of the boot from Georgia Stanway. And here comes Suminen. Addison, who's struggled to make an impact since coming on as a second half substitute. A lot of space for Laura Coombs to do the 180 turn and restart this Manchester City build-up, but a little complacent there. Bartrick. Suminen. Zadorsky goes down the line. Harrops worked tirelessly all night, takes the contact, shoulders the ball, does well. Lane. Easily cleared by Mace. Manchester City's turn to look a little bit leggy. As Tottenham want to end this game on a real positive.
When Tottenham have done well to keep the ball in the Man City area, that the options aren't on for them, so they have to play backwards, which then brings Manchester City higher up the pitch and into their half.
So a minimum of 3 added minutes here at the Academy Stadium. They talked about the lack of options up front for Spurs. Of course, 2 of their most offensive players still away at the Asia Cup. Unfortunately, Kit Graham ruled out for the entire campaign with an ACL injury. And despite the scoreline, Tottenham still living awfully precariously with their own back line, but in a matter of seconds they are back up the other end. Naz has the beating of Mace, pulls it back, chance for Simon, is it? And there we have it. That's just summed up Tottenham's evening. Just when they need that real bit of quality, the Australian just couldn't deliver, and it's been awfully comfortable for Manchester City.
Yeah, Naz has done really well there. Just used that last bit of energy to change the pace, and just a loose first touch from Simon. I wonder if she can take the shot on earlier, but yeah, I think that just sums up Tottenham's evening tonight.
A frustrating one for Rhian Skinner and the team to digest and look back on. But it is experience. Spurs are a growing elite women's club. And after this, they can look to focus their attentions on a possible Champions League qualification berth. They are just 3 points outside the top 3. But they do need to start picking up results. Here comes Weir. Held as well to prevent the cross. It will be a Manchester City corner.
And that's exactly it. You know, Tottenham have had a fantastic season. They've exceeded everyone's expectations. This one match won't define their season. They've still got a lot to play for. They're still sitting in 4th position. They're still in control of that position, so they need to go back to the drawing board and, get the basics right of why they're in that position to start with.
Georgia Stanway with an opportunity in March to add further to a silverware collection at Manchester City. But still, action here at the Academy Stadium in the closing stages. There will be a Tottenham throw over that far side. Some fans already heading for the exit. Well, that is their cue, and the home fans certainly will leave jubilant, because Manchester City will battle for further silverware. They will play Chelsea in the FA Women's Continental Cup final next month at full time. Manchester City 3, Tottenham 0. I've been alongside Janet Scalacci, and Manchester City just proving their class all evening.
Yeah, the best team won on the evening, controlled the game from the very start until the end. The way they've moved the ball, clinical in front of goal, and it was a great even for Lauren Hemp, and I thought Jess Park was absolutely outstanding all night.
Jess Park it was who kick-started the affair. The 21st minute, it was her lovely cut inside, right-footed strike in the 21st minute. A tap-in for Bunny Shaw in the 27th minute, and the game put beyond all doubt with a Lauren Hemp back post header in the 71st minute. I mean, at full-time, Manchester City 3, Tottenham 0. So let's look back at the main action from this evening's semi-final. And this was Spurs' only real bright spot all evening. Naz just couldn't find the finish, Janet.
Yeah, I think Robot got out just quick enough to put her off her stride, and she's gone for, tried to hit the ball across the goal. Robot's made herself big.
Bunny Shaw with the first real effort of significance from Manchester City. On a weaker foot, she just pulled the shot wide.
Yeah, that chance come from the good run from Shaw and the fantastic through ball from Alex Greenwood.
Our player of the match in the commentary booth, Jess Park. Look at that. An excellent evening's work for the 20-year-old.
Yeah, for me, this is the game of the night. Fantastic movement, driving into the box, glides past the defender, and it's a fantastic strike to the bottom corner. Spencer doesn't have a chance there.
And City were quick to double their advantage. A little bit of fortune, but Jess Park keeps the ball alive, and a simple tap-in for Bunny Shaw.
Yeah, that deflection there keeps the ball hanging in the air, and Park, alert, keeps the ball alive, finds herself at the back post free, and all she has to do is guide it into Shaw's path, who slots home calmly.
Manchester City's top scorer in all competitions, the Jamaican, with her 12th of the season, and they don't come any easier than that. Lucy Bronze almost got in on the scoring act, and Lauren Hemp was to be denied there at close range. Lovely hang time from Bronze. And while she maybe should have put that one away, check this out for a header at the back post from Lauren Hemp.
Yeah, we spoke about it all night, the change in pace from Bronze. Fantastic ball in from Jess Park, gets her head up, spots Hemp at the back post. Hemp rises the highest and just knocks it home.
Under pressure, Ale does well just to get a body in the way to try and make it difficult. But the England international with a superb finish. Blackstad, the substitute, she looked good. I'm sure should have finished that one off. Full time, Manchester City 4, Tottenham 0. So on behalf of myself, Tom Gale and Jenna Scilacci, thanks for joining us here. It's been a fascinating contest, but it sets up an FA Women's Continental Cup final between Chelsea and Manchester City.